Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is QURRATU BINTI FIRDAUS. My matric number is 1999804.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is NAIMAH binti OTHMAN and my matric number is 196801.
Assalamualaikum, my name is JANNAH binti SHUKERI and my matric number is 198968.
My name is SYAFIZA binti ZULKIFLI, matric number 198850.
Okay, now I'm going to present about the summary for Haccp document 1 until 6. So first, for the company profile, the objective of our company is to be the main peanut supplier for the consumers, then to make sure our products become globally exported. Next, to ensure consumers are satisfied with the quality of our products, and to add value for typically peanuts to be sold out as soon as possible in Malaysia. So this is the mission, vision, and key to success for our company. For the mission, we want to commercialize our product throughout Malaysia until our brand becomes well known. For the vision, we want to expand our business and produce various types of peanut products and be the most favorite brand. For the key to success, we are using high quality ingredients, create a great relationship with consumers, have good personal and company hygiene, and we have the affordable and reasonable price for our peanuts product. So this is the company history. The idea start with our friend QURRATU that have a small business with her family in their hometown. They start to plant ground peanut and provide them to the market. They also provide peanut to their relative. Then one day, QURRATU start to think about the problem getting peanut and make peanut-based dishes. She also thinks about the last peanut company that available in Malaysia. Due to this problem, the demand for peanut keep on increasing. So we come up with an idea with partnership for peanut-based company. Then that's how our company right now, which is Yumyx Berhad, is established in the year of 2000. So this is the list of awards and achievements that we have since the company started to be founded. So the first one is Halal Industry Development Corporation HDC Awards in 2000. And then the Best Quality Food Ingredients Award in the year of 2016. And then Malaysia's 100 Leading Graduate Employers Award in 2016. So this is the organization chart for our company. QURRATU AINI is appointed as our general manager. Then we have JANNAH as Director of Human Resources, NAIMAH as Director of Finance and Sales, and me, SYAFIZA, as Director of Production Line. Okay, this is showing our factory layout. So for the grey color area is the non-food production area. The green color is the basic hygiene area. The orange color is the medium hygiene area. And the red color is the high hygiene area. Okay, this is our Haccp team and profile. For the general manager position, she is responsible for observing progression of our team and manage Haccp process. For human resources director, she is responsible to select Haccp team and produce Haccp plan. And then we have finance and accounting director that will advise team on hygienic design and layout. And the plant operation director to advise the team on the normal capabilities of equipment and on maintenance issue with hygiene. Then we also have technical manager to assist team with food science and technology matters, the quality control analysis to assist team with microbiological matters, And the last one is the product distribution manager that will advise team on existing and proposed delivery and storage arrangement, and also responsible on Haccp documentation. For the purpose of our company, we want to ensure the food safety and to enhance quality of our products. We also want to ensure food safety at all stages of the food chain of food processing. And we also want to investigate the distribution, retail operation, and consumer practice need to be considered. For the food safety policy, each and every member of Yumyx brand will strive together to offer the best product and services for the consumers' needed and perspective. Yumyx production will also provide accurate information about product and services, also earnestly listen to consumer and customer opinions for being able to fix it. We will also abide by laws and regulation and continue to find for even greater product quality by reference to recognized international quality standards. We also want to provide a stable supply of high quality and safe products. We want to guide our food safety policy to all employees and reinforcing awareness of the importance of hygiene management and improving knowledge of food safety. We also want to operate the business with all due diligence. For the food safety objective, first, we want to maintain and improve quality level of our production. We want to ensure that the food served to the guests is safe for human consumption. We want to facilitate the production of safer food on a global basis. We want to enhance the competitiveness of small growers, producers, and enable access to high-value export markets for emerging countries. We also want to ultimately to achieve programmatic cost reduction through the elimination of corrective actions and more efficient auditing. We also want to have awareness to food handling techniques and maintaining food quality and managing food costs. We want to become the company that earns highest trust from the customer and consumer. We want to be giving a better knowledge to food handlers for longer shelf life of cooked and raw food. And then we want to enable career development, education, and enhance mobility for food safety professionals. So this one is the product description, and we also have the list of items that we put for our labeling for our grind peanuts product.
For the process flow diagram of grinding peanut, we have found out 11 steps in the process. Firstly is receiving raw material, which is raw peanut from our supplier, the best supplier from China that provides the best quality of peanut for once a week. Then, to get the high quality of peanuts, we need to sort the peanuts to remove unnecessary materials that might be in the packaging. This step is to ensure that our product is safe to be consumed, and we need to grade the peanuts based on their size and quality. After sorting and grading, the peanuts are transferred into cleaning machine manually to clean the dust and any chemical on the peanut surface, and also to remove the dirt on the peanuts. Next, roasting. Roasting is a process where the flavor of the peanuts is enhanced. This process also helps to kill the pathogens. After roasting, the peanuts will undergo cooling process to reduce the temperature to ambient temperature. The peanuts are cooled in a cooling conveyor, not a cooling area. Cooling process is necessary to stop the roasting process and maintain a uniform quality. Next is peeling. Peeling is the process removing the skin of the peanuts. Peeling process method is by air impact method. Then Grinding. Grinding is the process where the peanuts crush into 3 different sizes, which are coarse, medium, and fine. After that, the process will undergo weighing and packaging step. There are 3 different ways of grinding peanut packaging, which are 1 kg, 10 kg, and 30 kg. Pack. After weighing, the grinding peanuts are automatically drained into the nylon vacuum bag. Before distributing step, the packets are stored in a cool room to prevent the peanuts become immediately rancid. Next, the packets will be collected to be packed as bundle for retail distribution or as supply for food production. Lastly, when the grind peanuts is ready to distribute, the workers will load the grind peanuts into lorries to bring to specific places or buyers and consumers. Hazard analysis. What would go wrong? First, we need to identify the hazards that affects the process, the whole process of producing the product. Then, we need to identify the steps that hazards likely to occur every single step of food processing, and next decide which hazards are significant and not significant, and lastly we need to determine the measures that are necessary to control the hazards. So we decide to choose receiving raw peanut as an example of hazard analysis. The potential hazards which will occur is appearance of microorganisms such as Salmonella, Staphylococcus aureus, E. coli, coliform, Listeria species, yeast, mold, aflatoxin and pesticide, also stones, placid, and sand. Reasons on why this step is a significant potential hazard is because it is likely to occur. The biological hazard can cause illness and fatality if not controlled, and the hazards may occur in the raw peanuts and also sourced from the supplier. Control measure to control the hazard are quality control during receiving, supplier audit and certification, take sample from each batch and analyze for chemical hazard and biological hazard and also physical hazard. And lastly, reject batches which are not meeting aflatoxin specification and assess the amount of pesticides in the raw peanuts.
Next, we will proceed to our hazard plan summary. So for the first critical control point, which is roasting process, the significant hazards are Salmonella, E. coli 0157, coliform, and Listeria spp. And then to guarantee that our operating limit is able to kill most of the pathogen, we have studied the critical limit based on reliable article and journal. So the first critical limit, heating with 163 degrees Celsius in 10 minutes can reduce Salmonella to 5.8 log reduction, whereby our roasting process is carried out at 177 degrees Celsius in 15 minutes per batch. The second is heating to 77 degrees Celsius will destroy most of yeast form. Next, molds have low heating resistance and cannot survive the thermal process. And the last one is extremely low water activity, which is less than 0.3, and the moisture content is less than 1%, preclude active growth of spoilage and pathogenic microorganisms, whereby our peanut water activity is tested to have 0.33 to 0.44 water activity. The information that we obtain is from journal titled Preventing Salmonella Contamination of Peanut Products, Survival and Heat Resistance of Salmonella enterica and Escherichia coli 0157 in Peanut Butter, and the last one, Food Safety and Inspection Service. To ensure that the process is reaching the critical limit, we monitor the process by measuring the peanut's temperature after roasting. 2 samples will be collected from the different areas of the pot. and then the thermometer is placed into the middle of sample without touching the balls and wait until the thermometer reading is steady. The details will be recorded in product temperature log for roasting process. This temperature reading must be taken each time per batch of peanut that is roasted. Before measuring the temperature, the thermometer must be calibrated first to ensure it is working efficiently and effectively. Failure to meet a critical limit for a critical control point could occur in the process. Therefore, establishing corrective action is important to prevent unsafe food production and to ensure immediate action is taken to avoid wastage and harm to consumer. The corrective actions must be constructed for each CCP. So, for the first corrective action in roasting process, we have to stop the roasting process when deviation occurs to avoid more unsafe product will be produced, and then check and fix the temperature of machine that might be the cause of deviation. Third, hold and segregate problematic batch for further evaluation. Next, assign operators to control the deviate batch to prevent the batch mixed with raw and final safe product. Next, make additional cooking time for the batch which can be saved, and then the critical limit will be monitored hourly after corrective action is taken to ensure the process under control. And the last one is make a record. For verification process, microbiological analysis is carried out in lab based on existing guideline. For Salmonella, the guideline is ISO 6579. E. coli 0157, the guideline is ISO 7251. For Listeria SPP, the guideline is ISO 112902. The verification will be carried out once a week. And then for the records and documentation of activities, the information and details of process must be recorded in product temperature log for roasting process, corrective actions log, and thermometer calibration log. This is to ensure that we have a reference if any complication occur. For the next CCP, which is storage process, the significant hazard is Salmonella, E. coli 0157, coliform and Listeria SPP. To make sure the microbe will inactivate during storage, the temperature must be kept under temperature 0 to 10 degrees Celsius. This is the critical limit whereby the temperature is optimal for minimizing deterioration and fungal growth during long time storage because the microbial activities are low at temperature less than 10 degrees Celsius. To monitor the product condition during storage, we have to make sure the storage room temperature under 10 degrees Celsius. By installing thermometer alarm, it will display the current temperature and notify us when the temperature exceeds 10 degrees Celsius. The monitoring process should be conducted each time per batch to ensure the safety of the product. If any deviation occurs, corrective action should be taken. Firstly, we will identify the cause of temperature exceeding 10 degrees Celsius and fix the problem. And then check the packaging if it is broken or damaged, reject or hold the product depending on time and temperature deviation. Next, monitor the storage room temperature after corrective action is taken to avoid unsafe product will be distributed. And lastly, make a record. To verify the process is not allowing the growth of pathogen, microbiological analysis is carried out in lab based on the guideline, which is the same as previous process because our concern on the significant hazard is the same. For records and documentation, all of the activities regarding this process must be recorded in storage room temperature log, corrective actions log, and thermometer calibration log.
Next, I will explain about the GMP application that has been applied into our factory, that is peanut grinding factory. So we have 10 elements that we have applied into our factory. So for the first element is design, infrastructure and facilities. So there are main type of the main point in the design, infrastructure and facilities that is location, layout design, infrastructure and fitting, and lastly is facilities. But I didn't put a lot of point in this slide, but I will explain. So for the first main point is location. So the adequate space provided for factories building and for the future extension or improvement. Factory is built away from industrial polluted area, flooding area and any possible area of pest infestation. Factory area has place to dispose waste effectively, either solid or liquid. And lastly, factory area is free from the risk of contamination of material and products. So, a factory is kind of strategic. So next, we move to the second main point, that is layout design. So for the layout design, each operation place is separate as necessary to minimize cross-contamination. For example, in our factory, we have separate the office area and the processing area. This is because we are going to minimize the cross-contamination. We also build a layout that is clear physical segregation, such as wall is placed between clean and unclean areas. Flow of sewage is always from clean to dirty area. Any waste flow is not enter unpacked product. Use of wall in designing factories is minimized as necessary to make it easier for staff and machinery movement, monitoring, and reduce number of wall for cleaning. Ingredient flow is from dirty to clean area as they become incorporate into food products. Space inside the working area is provided for movement of material and pedestrian. Sufficient gap is allocated between machine, space between machine, and adjacent wall for easy cleaning, maintenance, and pest monitoring. Next, we move to the third main point in the design infrastructure and facilities, that is infrastructure and fitting. So, the external wall, roof, door, and windows are built with water and rodent proof. Internal wall built are smooth, flat, resistant to wear and corrosion, impervious, easily cleanable, and white or light color. Floor built are resistant to spillage of product, water, and disinfectant, durable to impact, resistant to disinfection and chemical use, slip resistant, non-toxic, non-tainting, and good of appearance and easy repairable. Floor are provided with a slope to drain to prevent formation of puddles. All openings such as doors, windows, skylights, ventilator are adequately screened or otherwise construct and fit so as to prevent the entrance of any pest, for example, mouse. Door surface are smooth, non-absorbent surface and easy to clean. And lastly, for infrastructure and fitting, working surface made of smooth, non-absorbent material and inert to the food, detergent and sanitizer under normal operation condition. And lastly is facilities. Non-potable water is provided for fire control or other purpose and does not contaminate food. Drainage and waste disposal are built adequate for purpose intended and fully partially open drain should flow from clean to contaminate or dirty area. Toilet facilities is in a clean condition, good condition, provided with self-closing door and not open into areas where food is exposed to airborne contamination. Hand wash facilities is located at point that require employee to wash or sanitize their hand. Suitable disposal tower or hand drying device, hand operate tap are located before entering the working area. This is to make sure the employee's hand is in the good condition and clean. Change room is provided for operators and visitors to change into personal hygiene attire and is separate for male and female. Adequate intensity of lighting fixture are protected to ensure that the food is not contaminated by the breakage. Ventilation systems are designed and constructed so that air does not flow from contaminated area to clean area and odor. Temperature also humidity can control to provide clean air to premise. And lastly, facilities for storage of food, ingredient and non-food chemicals such as cleaning material, lubricant, and packaging material are provided, and it is pest-proof, protected from contamination during storage and easy to be cleaned and also maintained. Next, let's move to the second element of the GMP application, that is process or operational control. So the thermometer was used at the roasting machine. This is to make sure the temperature at the roasting machine is accurate for killing the process of killing bacteria, for example, Salmonella and other bacteria. Next, the thermometer was accurate against the certified thermometer at the frequency specified in the Haccp plan for monitoring process. The temperature for storage also need to be controlled to prevent the cross-contamination. And the product temperature log, corrective action log, storage room temperature log are to be documented. Okay, for the third element is maintenance and cleaning. So all equipment installed are easy to clean, disinfect, and made of material with no toxic effect in the intended use and durable. The maintenance program is established to ensure each machine can function in the best condition. So all the potential source of contamination should be identified and eliminated with a comprehensive sanitation and hygiene program, and established as SOP. As SOP is the sanitation standard operating procedure, is established as guidelines for cleaning method, and all cleaning staff are trained in order to make sure they are aware and on the importance and impact of the food safety, and also ensure cleaning process can be done effectively. For the fourth element is on the waste management. So management of the rubbish and garbage. So when the garbage are full, it needs to be tied neatly to prevent the attraction of pests, and then throw off properly to wastage area that is far from the processing area. The rubbish must be disposed at the end of the day after done with the processing, and the garbage bin must be emptied. All bins will be washed and sanitized regularly to prevent microbiological growth. The garbage bins are closed all the time. Machine water collector shall be cleaned up every time after finish with the production, and the reject item need to be managed. For the reject item, for reason of the product recall, shall be disposed and recorded, and the production manager was authorized for reject item weight to be disposed. For the fifth GMP application, that is personal hygiene, infected people are not allowed to enter any food handling area. For example, people that are infected with disease or illness that can be transmitted through food are not allowed to enter any food handling area and excluded from the food handling. Any illness or symptom is reported to the management. So all persons working in direct contact with food contact surface, and food packaging material will wear outer garments, helmets, glove, and bird cover. Any people entering working area need to have short and clean fingernail, did not wear jewelry and other objects that might fall. So bad attitude persons are not allowed. For example, smoking, chewing, blowing nose, spitting, and eating are not allowed in the production area. Visitors need to adhere personal hygiene by operator screen, health screen, or visitor log. For the Sixth element, that is receiving, storage and distribution. Food and packaging must not be contaminated. Storage should be clean and sanitized. Provide protection. This is to provide protection from dust and fumes. Food is protected from the harmful environment or contamination. For the seventh element of the GMP application is the pest control. So the pest control is the pest control program is implemented at the premise. The building should be kept in a good repair and condition to eliminate the potential breeding site of pests. The building of factory to reduce potential of the pest entry, for example, holes and drain and other places where pests likely to gain access should be sealed. Wire mesh on an open window, doors and ventilation are used to reduce potential pest entry. The food and the waster need to manage to prevent the pests. For example, the food is stored in the pest-proof container and the waste is kept in the closed container. And the control potential breeding site of pests is important. For example, the potential breeding site of pests are being monitored, recorded, and corrective action is applied. And for the eighth GMP application is water. So water used in a food handling and processing are only potable water. And water recirculate for reuse should be treated and maintained in such a condition that no risk to safety. For the ninth GMP application is training. So training is to create awareness among staff on the food safety and personal responsibility in protecting food from contamination. Training programs are held based on the assessment on the level of training required by the staff. Training programs are reviewed and recorded routinely. So refresh training is important in provided necessary for the staff to refresh their knowledge and understanding in the food safety. And for the last GMP application is the internal inspection. For the internal inspection, audit must check on the effectiveness and consistency of the implementation of the GMP and should be carried out periodically. The appointment of the GMP audit team, develop GMP audit plan, and the executive audit must be carried out at least once. So that's all for the GMP application. Next, the list of the documentation. So the list of the documentation are hazard analysis and critical control point HACCP plan, hazard analysis, critical control point CCP determination, critical limit determination, verification procedures, training needs analysis, sanitation standard operating procedure SSOP, work instruction manual, team meeting report, microbiological test for raw material storeroom temperature log, corrective action log, processing record, product temperature log for roasting process, product temperature log for cooling, thermometer calibration log, lab test log, visual inspection report, and the storage room temperature logs. So that's all the list of the documentation.